How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sick Eric Tech, and today we're going to be trying something a little fun. We're going to be testing out the AI photo editing, a little bit of it, of both of these devices. We got the brand new Galaxy S24 Plus with its Samsung Galaxy AI, and we got the Google Pixel 8 with Google's AI, and we're going to take a couple of photos that I already have, and we're going to see exactly which one edits them better, which one eliminates the blur, which one removes background objects the best, and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump that into it. If you're new here to Sick Eric Tech, this is what we do, stupid videos like this. And subscribe if you like what you see here. I would really appreciate that. So let's jump down into it. So let's go into our gallery and choose a couple of photos on here. So we're just going to go randomly. So I got this photo of my cats. We got Salem, which is this beautiful big boy right here. And we got Scully, which is this beautiful girl in the background. As you can see, when I took this picture, the portrait was a little off. It focused on the Salem right here rather than on the back over here, blurred out Scully Ann over here in the background. So let's go ahead and edit these, see if we could fix any of these right now. So let's go to the Google and we'll hit edit. So let's try doing on blur on this one. So it will do the on blur, and as you can see, it did fix the blur a little bit. You keep getting all these notifications. So it did fix it a little bit when it comes down to the blur. This is how it looks now. This is how it looked before. So good, right? I suppose so. Now let's try it on the Samsung. So when we go to Samsung over here, you have two options. You could swipe up and you could hit the background effect, or you could hit remaster. So if we hit background effect on this, so now we could select what we want to blur. So if I click in the middle, look at that. It focuses a little bit more, but then look what it does to Scully Ann in the background. Huge difference when it comes down to fixing that. It took a blurry picture and it made it perfect. And that is on the Samsung. And then you could also do the effects on here if you want. So we could go right in the middle to get a nice little middle ground on that. And we can hit save on both of them. So let's go ahead and hit done on that one. And as you can see, it did it okay. She's not as blurry. So let's go over here and hit save on this one. And now we got a nice good picture. So if we go a little bit furthermore and we hit remaster on this one, it might fix it just a little bit more when it comes down to the blurriness. You can see right there, look at that compared to this. Really nice. Hit the remaster. It definitely did a lot of a better job over here on the Samsung. And let's go ahead and hit back. And on Salem as well on the bottom, it did it pretty well. Now Google looks a little smoother. Samsung's looks a little like over sharpened maybe. But again, like I said, you could change these things if you want to change them. Of course, hit save on that. The Samsung did a little better at removing that blur, especially taking a photo that was pretty much blurry and crisp it out. Really nice. How did it know that that's how that cat looks on the Samsung over here? So that's pretty cool in my book, and it looks pretty cool. So I think Samsung did a better job over here when photo editing and removing the blur over here of these cats, while Google, as you can see, still looks a little blurry on there in that area. So now let's try to remove objects on here. So let's go ahead and go on to something like this. All right, so here we got the same picture on this one, and we're going to see exactly what we can do here. So you can do background blur on this one and adjust the background blur on this one, so it'll create a portrait after the fact. Even though this wasn't taken in portrait, we go over here on this one, and you could also do background blur even though it wasn't taken in portrait mode. And as you can see right there, which one does it better when it comes down to blurring that background. So let's go ahead and hit save on both of these. And there you go for creating that background blur. Now the Google, you do see a little bit of a haloing around my head to where there's a gap, so that looks a little funny. Over here on the Samsung, it does the edging a lot better when it comes down to the edging on that background blur. Google and Samsung, as far as their background blur, it looks good, but just does not look right on the top of my head over here on Google's part. Go ahead and go over here. Let's hit to revert to original for the Samsung. Now let's try to erase this tree over here. So let's hit edit. And let's go ahead and hit this and tap to circle. So let's go ahead and tap this tree over here. Let's see if it will erase that tree. And there we go. A little bit of the tree has been erased. So let's hit erase on that. And let's see how good that does when it comes to erasing the tree. Let's go over here on Samsung. Hit edit. And let's go ahead and hit on the three little stars over here. And tap to draw around it. So something not right. It did not erase the tree on the Google. So let's hit back. So let's go ahead and draw around that tree on the Samsung and hit, let's go ahead and tap on it. So yeah, we could tap on the tree and it selected the entire tree on the Samsung and hit erase. And now let's hit generate. While over here on the Google, let's go ahead and hit back and let's hit erase for that tree. And let's see if Google will erase the damn tree. And Google's not erasing the damn tree over here. So let's hit back and let's do this again. So let's go ahead and hit circle that tree and let's hit erase. So Samsung already done erased the tree. You cannot see the tree anymore. You hit the original. Look at that. Tree is gone on the Samsung, and it actually filled in the spots pretty well. While over here on Google, it's not doing it right. So it's not erasing that tree. So let's try again. Hit erase, and let's actually draw around that entire thing. So as far as the tree goes, look at that. Samsung totally took care of it. Google, for some reason, is not removing that tree. So let's go ahead and scrap that and get rid of it. So we're going to hit cancel. So let's try to go ahead and go to, let's go ahead and hit discard. Now let's try to move myself. So let's long press on Google, long press on that, and tap on me. And let's try to move me down a little bit because maybe it is too high. And then go on from there and see how that handles the background. Meanwhile, on Samsung, we can go ahead and get started on this one over here. Long press on me. Let's move me down just a little bit, the same length, and hit generate. So here we got Google, moved me down, and actually filled in the spots. Tap to see the changes. So it actually did a pretty good job at changing everything and moving me down. So I think the best one is going to be maybe this one. So the best one would probably be this one right here. Hit OK. And there we go for the changes on that. So this is before. And this is after. Before, after, before, after, before, after. Samsung. Before, after, and hit original. So actually, I think they both did pretty good at filling in that background. There was a slight little imperfection over here on my shoulder, but still actually did pretty good. Let's go ahead and hit done on that and hit save on that copy. So end products right here. Which one do you think looked better when it comes down to fixing that background and replacing it? Samsung erased the tree and was able to fix everything. And I think it actually looked pretty good, and it also fixed that blur. So as far as photo editing, I think it could come down to personal preference. Sometimes Google will work, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes Samsung will work, sometimes it wouldn't. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time here on Sick Eric Tech. Peace.